Running?
Yeah, we're good.
We're here at ITR-Labs, the puppy poisoning capital of Canada. They're out here at lunch, the little picnic tables.
There's a whole bunch of them.
And we send them back inside by blasting them
For
destroying animals' lives.
You are not ever going to have a peaceful lunch. That's not how it works. That's not how it works. You don't get to have a peaceful lunch while animals are being poisoned inside.
There they go.
That's not how it works. Yes, you're all getting up from your picnic table now. Everybody get up from your picnic table and head back inside. You will never have a peaceful lunch as long as you are poisoning animals to death with pesticides. That's how it works. That's how it works. You poison animals and we ruin your lunch with the most powerful megaphone on the planet. That's how it works. You force feed puppies glyphosate and we ruin your lunch and your little picnic table. You burn the skin of pigs in disgusting cosmetic testing and we destroy your little lunch and your little picnic table. You force feed animals cosmetics, shampoo. You rub shampoo into the eyes of rabbits and we destroy your little lunch and your little picnic table and you all head back inside as you're doing right now. That's how it works. Everybody back inside. Get back inside. Everybody back in. Go in. Everybody inside now. Your lunch has been terminated. Or you can pretend that you're enjoying your lunch while your sensibilities are being blasted, just like you blast these rabbits with industrial cleaners and the tubes that you shove down their mouths and into their bellies. That's how it works. These animals scream for mercy, so we scream at you. That's how it works, ITR. This is going all over social media. I have 2.5 million followers on Instagram and Facebook. Everybody will find out and share that ITR-Labs is the animal torture capital of Canada. You won't be able to tell anybody in this community or anywhere where you work. Because we have made the words ITR-Labs synonymous with torture of animals for money. We're going to go around to the back. There's some little picnic tables you've hidden in the back. Don't pretend this isn't bothering you on the picnic table there. Follow all your colleagues who ran inside when they were confronted with the truth of gavaging puppies with tubes down their throats with pesticides. Shame on you! Shame on you! Puppy poisoners working here at ITR-Labs! Puppy poisoners! People poisoners at ITR-Labs! Shame on you! Hiding out the little picnic table in the back there. You're not going to get away from us hiding in the back. Videographer, can you show my 2.5 million followers? Show, there they are. There they are, hiding out in the back. How can you enjoy a lunch beside a torture chamber? What do you think is happening behind those walls right now? What do you think is happening behind those walls right now?
Videographer, maybe if you even go on the other side a little bit. Just a little bit.
What do you think is happening behind those walls right now? Why do you have so much sound insulation so you don't hear the screams? Those walls are so sound insulated that you don't have to be bothered with the screams of the puppies. Wanting to know why are you poisoning me with pesticides? Don't pretend this isn't bothering you. All your colleagues in the front ran inside. Everybody, I want you to, every time that you drive by, I'm speaking to you now, all the people viewing. When you drive by ITR-Labs, if you can ever drive by ITR-Labs,
If you can ever drive by this hellhole, just take a few minutes out of your lunch break to ruin their lunch. They all go inside like little babies afraid of the truth. Ruin their lunch, everybody. You can find 5 minutes on any weekday. Drive by ITR-Labs here in Baie. We're going to talk more about what this community has done, what the mayor and councillors have done to facilitate this torture of animals. Now let's blast these idiots. We're trying to hide out in this little backyard picnic area that they built. Let's go. They built this little backyard picnic area in between here on the right, this aircraft carrier sized facility. That's the torture chamber, and on the left is the administration building.
Not your property. Hey, tough guy. Hey, why don't you come over and talk to me there? Why do so many of you laugh and wave because you're sadists? My 2.5 million followers are seeing your faces, seeing you wave and laugh. Are you enjoying your little picnic? How can you possibly enjoy your lunch when on the other side of that wall, puppies are screaming because you put fucking tubes down their throats, filling them with pesticides, industrial cleaners, pharmaceuticals?
They've mostly gone inside now. There's always 2 or 3 little holdouts trying to act tough. They always try to act tough. 2 or 3, 90% flee back inside. This is the torture chamber here. They say hundreds, but I know it's thousands of animals in there right now. A majority of them are rats and mice. Rats and mice. Also dogs, beagle puppies, macaque monkeys, wild monkeys, and piglets. And they choose young animals. They choose young animals because they want them to be around for years, to be tortured for years. They're more docile, and they're easier to manage.
The rest of you going back inside. Oh, you're going back right into the torture chamber. What do? How come not one of you have the guts to ever tell us how you're involved in this fucking torture of animals for money? Don't you tell me that you're helping people. If you want to help people, why aren't you testing on yourselves? Why aren't you testing on physiology that actually applies to human beings? Why? You say you want to help people. Why aren't you testing on human beings? It's the physiology and anatomy and biology of human beings that would enable you to achieve results that help people. You're doing it because it's a fucking paycheck. It's a paycheck. Money, money, money. You want your money. What's wrong with you? What is wrong with you? You need help. You need psychiatric help. Look at you. You work in the torture chamber. When they scream as you force feed them the pesticide glyphosate, what do you think those screams mean? Shame on you!
Folks, anytime you get a chance to drive by this torture chamber, take a look. Look, we've emptied it out. We've emptied it out. We've emptied out this torture chamber. We've emptied it out. We've emptied out the picnic grounds. No more. One person. There's always one person trying to act tough. Videographer, if you can get the torture chamber in the background, with me talking in the background, that would be great. Okay, so recently, we're going to go back out onto the street here, and I'm going to talk as we do that. Pretty much emptied out, and that's the goal. Empty out their pathetic little picnic grounds here. They don't deserve to enjoy lunch. This is from the inside of ITR. This is a tube that goes into the body, impregnates the body, the abdomen of this animal, and God knows what went into this beagle. It could have been a pesticide. It could have been a pharmaceutical. It could have been a cleaner, a cosmetic, at a very heavy toxic dose, because they want to know what is the toxic dose. Let's keep walking backwards. Thank you, videographer, for your great work. Anytime that you get a chance to drive by this lab, please do it. Take 5 minutes. This is effective activism. You're physically disrupting their ability to function.
What's wrong with you? You're not going to enjoy your little picnic. What kind of a person has a picnic beside a torture chamber. What's wrong with you? What is wrong with you? You know you're not happy. You suffer from depression, anxiety, anger. You need help. You need psychiatric help, which is covered by the National Health Care Plan. That's right. You go back inside. Go back in right now. Go. You think you're tough?
All right, let's go back out to the street and disrupt more from there. I want to talk about the disruption that we did last week. A group of about 55 activists did in the community of Baie. Let's go this way, videographer, while I talk. We went into the community of Baie a week ago. 55 activists, some who came from Ottawa, 2 hours away. We tried to enter a community meeting. The meeting was about a daycare center in the city. Important issue that was important to the residents. It was about environmental destruction for the daycare center. Let's go out here. Let's go back across the street and talk. Let's have ITR-Labs in the background while I'm talking to the videographer. Thank you very much. Okay. Now, we attempted to enter that meeting, a community meeting of over 100 residents in Baie, which is where this ITR-Labs torture chamber is located. Let's go over here, videographer, and if you can film me with ITR in the background. Can you get it in the background? Okay, great. Get as close to me as you can with get ITR-Labs in the back. Okay. Now, you may have seen media coverage in the Montreal Gazette about this disruption. You may have heard it on CJAD, the biggest radio station in Montreal. Hundreds of thousands of people have seen or heard the media coverage of our disrupting this community meeting. And some people wonder, why would you go into a community meeting and interfere with the ability of residents, most of whom don't work here, to do their business and address their issue? Very simple answer to that question, because at that meeting, the mayor of Baie was present, as were councillors, town councillors. And those people, 2 years ago, changed the bylaws, changed one specific bylaw actually, in Baie to enable the continued operation of this animal torture chamber. And that bylaw redesignated cosmetic testing of animals as industrial. And in the bylaws of Baie, if you are designated as an industrial, being in an industrial operation, you are exempt from animal cruelty bylaws and bylaws that prohibit the keeping of wild animals, including monkeys. They made the changes after they were approached by activist Danny Baliani, who pointed out that this lab is violating the animal cruelty and wild animal bylaws of Baie. Next thing you know, the mayor, Maria Tutino, T-U-T-I-N-O, Maria Tutino, and the councillors changed the bylaws to exempt this hellhole from the animal cruelty and wild animal bylaws. That's why we disrupted the mayor's meeting, because they are complicit with these torturers and poisoners and narcissists and sadists to torture animals. And we've tried. There's been media coverage. W5 did a 1-hour documentary 2 years ago. There's been other media coverage. There have been way over 100 protests here, probably 150 protests. We've done outreach, but nothing, not a word from the mayor, the councillors, the town of Baie. Nobody does anything. In fact, they take action to enable the smooth operation of this torture chamber. So yes, we're going to go to a community meeting where the mayor is present, and we're going to take 5 minutes out of those people's lives. 5 minutes. But every minute of their lives is torture. Any person who objects to us doing that for 5 minutes is only thinking about themselves and not thinking about the animals and the victims for 1 second. We're going to shame this company here.
We always see you here. What are you doing? What are you picking up? The remains of animals in Viral Connection. Everybody call in Viral Connection. 514-336-8888. 5858.
Everyone, 514-336-5858. Call this company here in Viral Connection that does business with this disgusting torture chamber.
Shame on Enviro Connection. Shame on Enviro Connection for doing business with a puppy poisoning torture chamber. Shame on you. Nothing against you as the worker. We're not here protesting you, the worker, in the cab of that truck. We are protesting the greedy owners of Enviro Connections doing business with this torture chamber. Everyone call 514-336-5858. Flood the lines of Enviro Connections.
All right, if you can get ITR in the background again, videographer, like you did before. All right, we're gonna take a look and see what they're doing. Let's see what they're doing. Let's move over here, videographer, and try to see. So we're gonna position ourselves here and try to keep an eye, thanks videographer for the tip, see what they're doing. Definitely animal remains are gonna go in here at some point. We're gonna keep an eye on this crap, on this bullshit. All right, let me continue what I was saying before. So yes, we're gonna disrupt community meetings presided over by the very politicians who enable continued operation of this torture chamber. We're gonna keep an eye on them. I'm gonna continue talking while we keep an eye on them. They will say, the mayor will say, oh, there's nothing we can do about it. This is federal and provincial. We're gonna go here and try to see what these Enviro Connection people are doing here and in what way, try to keep that trained on me as much as possible. Let's try to keep that trained on me. All right, we're gonna try and take a look and see what these jerks are doing here. Let's just watch the vehicles. Let's go back onto this lawn here. We can't go back onto the lawn. There's people working here who have just arrived. All right, let's just talk here for a moment. So when the mayor Maria Titino of Baie says, nothing I can do about this torture lab, she's lying. Every jurisdiction, every government level has a role to play. Federal, there's the Criminal Code of Canada. They can pass a Cosmetic Testing Act, which died on the order paper. Let's just stay a little bit off the street. Okay, let's just stay right here and stay safe. You're gonna stay safe when you're out here. There's no sidewalks on this side, so just stay safe. Okay, the provincial government, they have a role to play. Every level of government has some laws that pertain to cruelty to animals, okay? And every level of government will tell you, it's not us, go to the province. The feds say go to the province. The province says go to the feds. Municipal government says go to the province and the feds. It's all bullshit, it's all lies. Every level of government plays a role in facilitating this torture. Let's go here and see if we can find out what Enviro Connections is doing. Let's try to find out. Keep that trained on me, videographer, as much as you can. We're gonna try and take a look and see. We're gonna probably see them just putting a dumpster. Try to keep that trained on me as much as you can. Okay, the videographer is now proceeding rapidly to see what they're doing. We're not on ITR property. We're gonna take a look and see what they're doing. Okay, so they're loading a dumpster full.
How many animal bodies are in that?
All right, let's see if we can see animal bodies. All right, we don't know what you saw just there. We'll look at it later if you can continue that. Enviro Connections, everybody call them. Okay, it's on self. Everybody call Enviro Connections 514-336. What's the rest of that number? 5858. That's the torture chamber behind me. We've just emptied out, pretty much completely emptied out their pathetic little picnic area. There's 2 holdouts here. I'm gonna give them another blast. We've emptied out the whole, I have emptied out the whole front area. We've emptied out the picnic tables in front. This is effective activism. Disruption, disruption, disruption. Come at them from every angle. All right, he's going back in there. He's going back in there. Hang on, everybody. 1 second. 1 second, everybody. 1 moment, bear with me. All right. We're just gonna see if we can discern what Enviro Connections is hauling away. What are you hauling away? Why are you doing business? Do you know what's happening behind those walls right now? Talk to your boss. Talk to your boss. Tell him you don't want to drive your truck into the parking lot of a company. Do you know that? Do you know what's happening behind those walls? We're not protesting you as the worker. We're reaching out to you. Do you know what's happening behind those walls right now? Do you know why there's no windows on those walls? Do you know why there's no windows? They don't want you to see the beagle puppies being poisoned. Do you know that, Enviro Connections? Do you know what's happening behind those walls? Animals are screaming for your mercy. They want you to rescue them right now. Shame on you, ITR. All right. Okay, we're going to go back out front, just make sure that there's nobody there. There's nobody there. We want to make sure that these lunch areas are all emptied out. Whenever I get a chance and certain other activists get a chance, I come out here to the ITR torture chamber at lunch and empty out the lunch areas. These people don't deserve to have a minute of peace. Disgusting. Disgusting human beings. You are passing a puppy torture chamber. You are passing ITR-Labs puppy torture chamber. I can see he didn't know. Shame on you. Enviro Connections, how dare you do business with puppy torturers? How come your little picnic tables are so empty? Okay, you think you're tough. You two think you're tough. Or we're going to show the animal rights activists a thing or two. Fuck you, you animal abusers, you. You're doing this for a paycheck. Don't you tell me that this helps people. Don't you dare tell me that this helps human beings. How dare you? If you wanted to help human beings, you would test on yourselves. You would test on yourselves. If you want results that apply to humans, Enviro Connections, we're not protesting you as the worker. Tell your boss, please, that they do cosmetic testing on animals here. Do you know what they do here? Thank you for your support. Can you tell your boss to not do business? Do you know they do cosmetic testing on puppies here? How do you feel? How do you feel about that? He said it was terrible. He said it was terrible. Did you hear that? Did you hear that? He said it was terrible. The driver's disgusted. Did you hear that? Did you hear the truck driver for Enviro Connections? I just asked him, what does he think of what you do for a living? Poisoning animals for a paycheck? And he said, it's terrible. Of course it's terrible. You can pretend all you want. Film me all you want. My 2.5 million followers are getting a good look at you torturers. There's always two of you trying to pretend you're tough. You're trying to pretend you're tough, sitting in your little picnic table. Don't pretend that you can enjoy your lunch while you're being blasted with the truth. Nobody's buying that bullshit. Stop torturing animals now! Thank you, videographer. Let's go back across the street now. Blasting from the sidewalk. Everybody, remember, please. Anytime you get a chance, if you're living anywhere near Montreal or in Montreal, visiting Montreal, I want you to take 5 minutes between the hours of noon and 1:30, preferably between noon and 1. Let's go this way, videographer. And I'll take that. Thank you very much. Let's go over here. We can get ITR-Labs in the background again. Let's get these little torturers in the background again. If you could stand right about there, videographer. I want to get the torturers in the background. Anytime you get a chance, folks, take those 5 minutes and drive by here. The way that we're going to achieve change is by doing everything. By disrupting people, puppy poisoners, during their lunch break by sharing this live stream and vilifying the name ITR in this community and around the world, by signing any petitions that you will see online, by following organizers like Marla KT and Ashley Ollie, two of the primary organizers of campaigning against ITR-Labs. Follow Marla KT and Ashley Ollie. By being active on social media, by attending the protests here, the protests that we're going to organize in the community, and you'll hear more about that coming up very shortly. Things will be happening, okay? And lobby your politicians. Send a letter or an email to your member of parliament in Canada and demand that they put the cosmetic testing bill back on the order paper. Canada was about to ban cosmetic testing, and then the bill died on the order paper for no good reason other than people just didn't care enough. But at least it was tabled in the House of Commons. We're getting there. And critically important, do vegan activism. Create new vegans every week. Healthy, whole foods, natural products vegans. Because when people are healthy, physically and mentally, they no longer use the products that are being tested here. They don't use pesticide-ridden food. They don't use chemical cosmetics. They don't use industrial cleaners. They use products not tested on animals. That grassroots revolution, the Beyond Meat, Beyond Cruelty revolution, that's going to shut this down eventually as well. Do everything. Come at them from every angle. Do you know what they do in this lab? Do you know that they force-feed puppies pesticides? Can we put you on our live stream to ask you? This is ITR-Labs here, right here. See that massive gray building behind? It is a torture chamber. There's thousands of animals, and this is what's being done to us right now. Oh, see? There's beagle dogs in there right now. They put tubes in their stomach, and they feed them pesticides and cosmetics. What do you think of that?
I don't know this place.
What do you think of testing on animals?
I love animals.
Thank you very much.
I love to watch animals.
Thank you very much for your compassion. In there right now, thousands of animals are being poisoned with cosmetics. For money, 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 money.
Just for money.
You can look it up. Go on the internet and look up ITR-Labs animal cruelty. And you will see all kinds of reports and news reports about it, okay? Okay?
I'm going to try to.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Have a nice day.
Thank you. Have a nice day.
Everybody's against you. Every person we talk to on the street is disgusted by your cruelty. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to run my siren. My ear-splitting siren. It's a scream. This siren is a scream. You make animals scream, my megaphone will scream right back at you. That's how it works. Don't pretend you're enjoying your lunch. That's your role. That's your role. You rolled into ITR. The hell is your role here? Do you like this sound?
There's always two holdouts pretending that they're not bothered by this. They want to act tough. There were 20, 25 people out here. They all fled inside as soon as we showed up. All right, great work, videographer.
What do you do in your little $50,000 vehicle? Animals paid for with their blood and screams! You can pretend all you want. Play your little game. I'm not bothered. I'm not bothered by this deafening noise that's destroying my lunch. Stop destroying their lives!
All right, let's go back across the street and wrap this up. So everybody, do drive-bys, do drive-by megaphonings. Get the Thunder Power 1200. Can you get that? Thunder Power 1200. Get it, everybody. Get it, get it, get it. Just go online, look up Thunder Power megaphones, order this. It'll cost you a pretty penny, but it's worth every penny. I'm seeing these all over the place now. Since I started using this regularly a year ago, I now see them all the time, and they are just escalating disruption of these idiots and other people who abuse animals for money. All right, let's go back over here one more time. Get ITR in the background. And yes, we should disrupt community meetings like we did last week. Of course we should. If the people who are complicit in this torture are present at those meetings and they're ignoring us, yes, we will go to community meetings. Any person who says, hey, you're interfering with our meeting and you're traumatizing children, BS, they're only thinking about their own needs. Let me ask you a question. What kind of a person? This person's going very slow here. Maybe they don't know. Do you know? Bill, do you know?
Do you know that ITR-Labs poisons puppies with pesticides? He was really slowing down. Bill Canada, here's more Bill, here. Do you know what happens in here, Bill Canada? Do you know what happens in here? Do you know what happens? ITR-Labs poisons puppies. What do you do in your little pink shirt? How dare you wear a pink shirt? What does that mean? A pink shirt? You're wearing a pink shirt? What, you're torturing animals? Are you happy? Are you happy? I'm going to wear a pink shirt today and a lavender shirt tomorrow. And I'll wear a fuchsia shirt on Monday. I wear happy shirts when I torture animals for a living. The hell is wrong with you?
Let's get ITR in the background one final time, videographer. Everybody, drive by ITR and disrupt at lunch. Do it, do it. Thank you so much, videographer. If you can save and post, I'd really appreciate it. Thank you for your amazing, brave work today, videographer. All right, watch this truck behind you. Just come over here and shut her down.